Hello everyone, welcome to the video, and today we're going to be talking about, in my opinion, the best build in the Lords of the Fallen. So this is going to be the UMBRAL shotgun build, and the amount of damage you're going to be able to do with this build is absolutely incredible. This build is primarily a spell-based build, so you're not going to be using your weapons, instead you're going to be spamming spells, and this build is pretty much going to one-shot almost any enemy in the game, with the exception of bosses of course, but even still, you are going to be able to kill bosses in just a few hits. As you can see here, I'm going to be putting a demonstration on screen of just how much damage you are able to do. The first hit didn't really connect on this boss, however the second one did, and the damage is over 4100. That is an incredible amount of damage, and when you take into account that you could spam this spell pretty quickly, almost faster than you could even swing certain weapons, it is probably second to none. So now we're going to take a look at the gear of the builds, and we have the Nahuto polearm, not sure if I pronounced that correctly, and the Light Reaper shield. These are not very important for the builds, however the runes socketed into them are a little bit more important. So for the shields, we have the Dalwi rune, and this is going to increase your inferno attribute, and I found that this is the only one that actually increases your damage, because any rune on the weapon does not actually increase your damage. For that reason, we are using the Narton runes, and these are going to give us mana upon killing enemies. I have the Shan rune in here as well, but like I said, this does not affect the spell damage. It's only in here because I didn't have more of the mana runes. For the catalyst, we are using the Lost Bear Skews catalyst. This is the best catalyst for umbral spells if you get your radiance and inferno skills to a certain point. So this is definitely going to be a no-brainer for the builds. For these spells, we have the Latimer's Javelin. This is good for poking and dealing with trash mobs. We then have Barrage of Echoes. This is going to be our main spell and where all of our damage is coming from. I'll talk more about that later. Then we have Adir's Rage and Diminishing Missile. These are going to be spells that supplement. For the armor of the builds, we have the Lord's Mask, the Harrower Armor, the Purger Gauntlets, and the Harrower Leggings. This doesn't really matter, however, the Pendant does, and we have the Hysteria Pendant. This is very important because it boosts spell power by quite a bit. For the rings, we have the Charred Root and the Barrage Root. The Barrage Root is obviously increasing our spell power, and the reason we go with the Charred Root over another ring that would increase spell power is because with this we are able to cast Adir's Rage, and the damage boost from Adir's Rage through testing does do more damage overall than using another ring, and therefore I have it in here. In order to use this build properly, you are going to be using your supplement spells, which are the Adir's Rage and Diminishing Missile. So you are going to use the Adir's Rage before the fight, obviously, and then you're going to hit the intended target with the Diminishing Missile. The Diminishing Missile will decrease defenses of an enemy, and then you're just going to look at the ground and spam the Barrage of Echoes spell. That's pretty much all there is to the actual build, so now I'm just going to show you guys the stats that I have. You don't need to have these exact stats, but I am level 134. I have 9 strength, 8 agility, 20 endurance, 35 vitality, 55 radiance, and 66 inferno. That inferno is also boosted by the runes socketed into my shields. So you are going to want to have a nice balance between inferno and radiance for the maximum amount of damage. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys found this video helpful or enjoyed it in any way, make sure to drop a like as well as a sub to the channel. It would help me out a lot and I would really appreciate it. But that's it for me today. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time.